The cost of a brand new Toyota Prius, a year of rent in Seattle, or a variegated philodendron. After the plant price bubble of 2020, it's jarring to watch another aroid become more than what some people make in a whole year. But it happened again. This lead came to us from a viewer, and it was claimed that the buyer was scammed by two of the most prominent rare aroid growers in the US. A substantial claim. We had to hear the story. Tony Le-Britton, a large Instagrammer, photographer, author, and plant seller, posted about his variegated philodendron on October 6, 2022. He begins the post with, "I was scammed when I bought this plant." He continues, "I've been growing this Philodendron Gloriosum variegata since earlier in the year, and it's just starting to recover now. It was the most expensive plant I ever bought, and the worst ordeal when buying it." In the comments, he mentions that it cost him $30,000. He continues, "The seller I bought it from turned out to not even own the plant, and it arrived wrapped in a piece of paper, and its leaves folded up as the box it was sent in was too small for it. On top of it, it arrived without a phytosanitary document, which led to it being held at customs for almost a week. When I did receive it, most of the leaves were solid green, and it appeared that the original plant I bought had been cut between me buying it and it being shipped. When I questioned the seller, now two sellers, and asked for an exchange or a refund, I was blocked. Upon further investigation, it turns out that both of them had done this before, despite being huge names in the world of aroids. Both of the businesses involved even use the same high-profile lawyer, so I assume this happens regularly." Just a little preface before I continue, remember that this is a direct quote from this Instagram post. These are not my words or my opinions, and these are alleged claims. But he continues, "One of them owes professional growers in the Netherlands and in Asia tens of thousands of pounds. They are even banned from dealing in certain parts of the industry. Many of these things go unnoticed by others, as many sellers have a high profile in the industry or a large following, and the fear of backlash stops people from calling out their bad practices." Now, these are some serious claims, especially because the two sellers he's calling out are both really well known in the aroid community. And without any receipts or photos to back it up, it's just one account of the story. But things like this happen all the time in the plant community, and we're still eagerly awaiting the images to come out from Tony's experience. And it would be rare for an experienced seller to ship a $30,000 plant to the UK without a phytosanitary certificate, but it definitely could happen. And unfortunately, it is common for plants to be cut before shipping, and that's totally shady. But we do need those photos from the plant he allegedly bought and the plant he received to prove this claim. But I do believe each story has two sides. A quick Google search for Tony Le-Britton brings up a couple interesting articles about his time as a photographer and multiple payment disputes against him, text receipts included and all. But again, I do believe each story has two sides. At the end of the day, Mr. Le-Britton has a large, beautiful, variegated Gloriosum that seems to have recovered well under his care, and he even has a new propagation from it. This was an incredibly expensive plant, and it must have been a very stressful transaction for all parties involved. I'm just still shocked that someone paid the price of a vintage Porsche, but instead got a plant. Tony, please reach out to us so we can get the full story to the people. We need our tea. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys next week.